Hey everyone, welcome back to the Best Facts Apologetics Answers show. We are about to begin a series of questions and answers with Ken Samples, philosopher and theologian at Reasons to Believe. I'm so thankful for Reasons. They're a great ministry that elevates the importance of God's Word above all else, and in conjunction with that is true to science and logic and just good common sense thinking. It seems rare these days to find an apologetics ministry that does all of that, and that's one thing that I truly appreciate about Reasons. Well, without any further ado, I want to introduce to you Ken Samples. Again, like I said, he's a philosopher, he's a theologian, he is the one that oversees a lot of the research that happens at Reasons to Believe. He's written some incredible books like Classic Christian Thinkers, 7 Truths That Changed the World, and God Among Sages. It's an absolute honor to have Ken Samples with us today. Ken, welcome to the Best Facts Apologetics Answers show.
Hey, it's great to be with you. Thank you very much for having me on your program. I know you've had other RTB staff, so we really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to our discussion.
I am looking forward to this time as well. In a previous ministry situation, I did the God Solution radio show, and I think I got to interview pretty much everybody on the team there at Reasons, except you. So why have you been holding out so long on me?
I'm sorry, but I'm here and ready today.
All right. Well, I'm super glad to have you in the studio today. My first question is, why do you think Christianity is rational, relevant, and good? That is the focus of your new book. I want the people watching to be aware of this and to pick it up wherever they buy books. They can definitely get it at reasons.org. It's Christianity Cross-Examined. Is it rational, relevant, and good? So the first question, is it rational, relevant, and good?
Yeah, I appreciate that question very much. I think if you look at the way ancient and medieval Christians thought about these types of questions, they would tie it to what is called kind of a triad, truth, goodness, and beauty. Historic Christians look at the world through the prism of truth, goodness, and beauty. I think we've moved away from that quite a bit in the time in which we live. I think we have more of a postmodern mindset, and we could talk about that if you'd like. But I think that clearly Christianity is all of those things, that it is true, it's rational, it's good. Why is it true? Truth is defined by that which corresponds to reality. And I think it's clear that Christian belief makes sense of reality. It has a lot of logical coherence and reason connected to it. Why do I think it's relevant? Well, I think Christianity speaks to the human condition. It speaks to the human heart. All people need meaning, purpose, and significance. More than that, we need forgiveness of our brokenness and our fallenness. And I think Christianity uniquely speaks to that relevant human condition. And then goodness. I think Christianity has a way of grounding goodness. People are made in the image of God. Because they're image bearers, they have dignity and they have value. Early Christians thought that all people were called to live a moral life. So I think Christianity uniquely it corresponds to truth, goodness, and beauty. I therefore think it is all 3 of those things: truth, relevance, and moral goodness.
Absolutely. You know, you kind of hinted at a few different side issues there: postmodernism, the moral argument for God, and so much more. And looking at the society all around us that's maybe embraced a little bit of postmodernism, but also with a little bit of scientism mixed in, it is completely lost. And the result is we don't even know what goodness is anymore. And we have pain and suffering, emptiness all around us. As you think about this past answer that you just shared with us, the question that I want to follow up with is just, how does Christ make sense to those people that are experiencing that emptiness?
Yeah, that's a terrific question. I was doing apologetics in the late 1980s. I was working at the Christian Research Institute at the time. A little later in my career there, I hosted the Bible Answer Man program. And when I would go out to the universities and colleges and give talks about Christianity or philosophical topics, I got almost exclusively what I would call truth questions. Does God exist? Was Jesus the Son of God? Did he rise from the dead? Um, those type of truth questions. Moving forward, I noticed about 15 years ago that when I went to the university, particularly students were asking different questions. They were asking a lot of questions about goodness, about morality. In fact, they were specifically asking, has Christianity been a good force in the world? And they raised things like, well, has Christianity been good for women? Has it been good for racial minorities, etc.? So I thought to myself, wow, I think apologetically, it might be wise to address both the rationality of Christianity as well as the moral goodness of it. Now, in light of your further question, however, a number of years ago, I wrote a book entitled God Among Sages, where I specifically compared Jesus with four other great religious leaders: Krishna, Hinduism; Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, Buddhism; Confucius, the great Chinese author and leader of Confucianism; and then Muhammad, the Islamic prophet. And what I found really interesting is, I discovered a lot of things, but one of the things that I discovered is only Jesus comes to people and says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I mean, one way of thinking about salvation, we can talk about salvation and use different metaphors. We can talk about the legal idea of justification. We can talk about the familial idea of adoption. I think it's very interesting that Jesus took the idea that life burdens people. Our brokenness, our fallenness, our weakness burdens us. We're weary and burdened. And Jesus says, come to me and I will take that from you and I will give you rest and peace. I can tell you, I've read a lot about Krishna, Buddha, Confucius, and Muhammad and all of the rest. And not only is it just average people like me and you who don't compare very well with Jesus, the reality is that none of these great religious leaders compare well with Jesus. And what I like about our faith is that Jesus comes into the world to redeem hurting people, to redeem broken people. And I think Christianity speaks to that human beings are, as Blaise Pascal said, an enigma of greatness and wretchedness. Great because of the image of God. People can do philosophy, they can do science, they can engage in mathematics, and yet there is that wretchedness. And Christianity would say that is due to the fall. We suffer original sin. We have a sin nature. And I think Jesus uniquely grounds the idea that we need God, and the only way we can live a godly life is to know the Lord. And so I think Christianity is unique in that regard.
So Christianity is rational, relevant, and good, and Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Thanks so much. We'll be back with Ken with more questions. Definitely don't miss those on the Great Commission Alliance Media channel.